The K-Files is brought to you by John Barnes Electric, your full-service electrical company, serving Rocky Mount and surrounding areas. Locally owned, locally recommended, available 24/7. Call today for a free estimate, 442-7002, 442-7002.
And welcome to the K-Files. Good morning, JP.
Good morning, Miss Sandra. Good morning.
Glad to see you this morning. We were talking about the weather, how beautiful it is, but you know what? No matter what the weather, no matter what, crime still goes on.
Yeah, and it actually ticks up this year, this time of year.
I'm amazed when it's 10 degrees outside, somebody is out there committing a crime at 10-degree weather, in the snow. I'll never forget that my technical manager, Robbie, when we were at the power plant, it was snow on the ground. I could not believe it. Snow on the ground. And he got robbed at gunpoint in the snow when he got off work.
That didn't surprise me.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? His little footprints carried in the snow, and they got him.
That's my kind of evidence here.
That's dumb, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't that
It's
a
idiotic.
dumb criminal?
It is.
So anyway, crime is everywhere, y'all, and that's the reason we have this show. And we have a lot of people that, you said you had somebody come up to you that watches the show, recognizes
It's Sam's
you.
right here in Rocky Mount. My wife and I Sunday afternoon.
So we're glad you watch, and we do this for you. We want everybody to be safe. We want to put the criminals behind bars, but we need your help. That's what it's all about. It's a team here, and we're all trying to work together. And if you know anything about a crime, I don't care if it's a crime that was committed yesterday or if it's an unsolved murder. It doesn't matter. If you know anything about a crime, you should come forth. It will be anonymous. And I really want to tell you, somebody in my group yesterday, my business group, said, you know, you're the only place that I feel like it is anonymous. I said, well, law enforcement will keep this anonymous. But they, they really love the show. And as I said, we're glad to do this. We're going to be doing something that JP and I have talked about and we feel like might be necessary for the holiday. We've done this before on WHIG. We're thinking about, in a couple of weeks, bringing you the local sex offenders because we feel like they're all over the neighborhoods and you don't know it.
And they
You
are.
don't know it.
You know, after me and you spoke the other night, I went on my computer and I live on Driver Road in southern Nash County. I had no idea. There's 3 or 4 sex offenders on my street in my end of the county, just within like a mile or two of my home.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That I had no idea.
No. And they're in neighborhoods throughout Rocky Mount, Nashville, Tarboro. I don't care
They're everywhere.
where you are. They are everywhere. And as a matter of fact, for an example, our Hot and Now today is fresh off the press. Fighting Crime has it on there this morning. I'm going to let JP, whenever he gets it pulled up, I'm going to let JP read that to you. this morning. This is and listen to this sick individual and what he did. I mean, you know, this is just sick that you could do this to a child. I mean, it just is terrible. But anyway, I'll go ahead and make some announcements while you're pulling that up. The Nash County Farmers Market, Sweet Potato Harvest Festival, and Barbecue Competition. Wow. Saturday, November 15th. That is this Saturday.
Yeah, I just heard Freddie talking about that on the radio.
Yeah, 8 to 1 this Saturday.
At the farmer's market, yeah.
At the farmer's market. Christmas on Red Oak Farm, Saturday, November 29th. Now, this is in Red Oak. 12 to 6, 4 o'clock will be the parade. We'll be filming the parade, bringing it to you. So if you can't go, you will get to see the parade, the Red Oak Parade. You'll get pictures with Santa at noon, Christmas tree lighting that afternoon, craft market, rides, food trucks. I mean, just a lot of things.
I've never been to that. I'm gonna. Jerry's going. My brother Jerry's going.
I don't know
and
what
I'm
Red
looking.
Oak Farm is.
It's just a
That's
theme this year.
confused me. So
it's the
that's
theme.
just the
Every year they
theme.
give it a theme. I think last year it was A Christmas Story or Home Alone or something like that.
Okay.
And this year the theme is on the farm.
So it's in the regular Red
think it's
Oak
gonna be in the regular-
location,
yep.
right there in the park and all of that.
Is
So,
it what is that? Ennis
Park.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's just a theme.
okay. Well, anyway, Red Oak always has great festivities. And so let's see. I think that's the 2 events that we had. Also, I have one more that I want to bring up for this weekend. Also, so the Hearthside Crafters, this is at the Wilson Ag Center. The Hearthside Crafters, this is going to start today and tomorrow, 9 to 6, at the Wilson Ag Center on 1806 Goldsboro Street in Wilson. Artisans of all kinds, craftsmen selling locally produced arts and crafts, screened for quality and workmanship. 13th and 14th, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 4. So 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in Wilson at the Ag Center, of great fun and great crafts and such. So don't tell me you don't have anything to do, because there's plenty to do. So anyway.
I've got this case pulled up. The headline reads, Rocky Mount man arrested on multiple child sex crimes and he's awaiting bond. Orlando Ordonez from Rocky Mount was arrested and charged with 4 counts of statutory rape of a young child, 3 counts of indecent liberties with a child, and 3 counts of sex offense with a child. The crimes occurred over a 4-year period when the child was only 7 to 10 years old. He is awaiting bond. This right here is why
Bond?
the sex offender thing is so important. You know, you may know who lives around you as far as a sex offender goes, but you know, your young children, they go spend the night with other people.
Yes.
They hang out with other kids. My kids used to always say, like, Dad, why do you interrogate my friends? I want to know where my kids are going, whose house they're going to be at, who their parents are for a reason, because from a law enforcement perspective, I want to know who the aunts and uncles are. I want to know who the grandparents are. And anything that I can find out from an investigative I wanted to know the environment that my kids were going to be visiting or be subject to.
Right.
And I would encourage all parents, you know, when 'tis the season that your children are going to go visit with grandparents, aunts and uncles.
Yep.
They may spend the night with a cousin. Look, do your due diligence. Nothing against your family members, but know who lives around these family members.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't want to be wearing an orange jumpsuit
Right.
because I've got to go hurt
That's
somebody
right.
for hurting my children.
Well, this guy, they need to lock him up and throw away the key. They really do.
And this website, and we're going to talk more about this in the coming episodes, but you know, you can go online. I think if you'll Google North Carolina sex offender, if you put in a zip code, if you put in a GPS coordinates, if you put in somebody's name, there's so many ways that you can search this data and know who these bad people are that live amongst us. Okay, because the best, and I've said this before, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
Yes.
And these sex offenders live amongst us.
That's right.
And they are required by law to register with the local sheriff. And when I was a deputy sheriff years ago, we were constantly having to go out and make home visits because people were not registering as they are required to, or they would move to a new neighborhood and they wouldn't notify the sheriff.
Yeah, they
or
are
they would move
required to
into Nash
change their
County.
address.
Yes, they are. They are required by law to notify the sheriff.
Yes, absolutely. So, and I was just kind of amazed because I went on a ride along with the sheriff's department when they were doing a roundup of some of these folks, and there was a particular apartment complex that we went to, and I said, okay. And so they went to one door, and person came to the door, and whatever, I didn't get out of the patrol car, I just stayed in there observing. Well then, when they left that door, they went down about 5 doors, and I thought, is there another one in here? 3.
Birds of a feather.
In one apartment complex, 3. I was amazed. I said, I can't believe this. So anyway, you're going to be surprised. We're going to try on December 2nd to bring these up, show you who they are, show you where they live, and for your own protection, this is a service that we want to provide on the K-Files. So holidays are here. People are going to be having guests at their house, and your grandkids are going to be in the yard playing, and all kinds of things with their new Christmas toys at Grandma's house and all kinds of things. And we want to make sure Grandma knows who her neighbors
That's
are.
right. She may not have any idea.
Yeah, might not. So anyway, we just feel like we want to do this. So you definitely want to stay tuned on December 2nd for this program. So we have got, let's see, do we want to do some cases this morning? And we can talk about the sex offender registry. How
Okay.
does it work? People can pull this up on their own.
They
Can
can.
not?
They can go to the website. It's through the SBI. They can also, like I say, find it on Google. And from what I understand and what I was told, there's an app now, a sex offender mobile app. But like I say, you can go in, and I think you can search like by county, by GPS coordinates, by your home street address, and put out like a parameter of searching that data. And it will show you a picture of this person.
Right.
It'll show you what they were charged with, convicted of, things of that. And it's not to slander anybody. It's not to embarrass anybody.
Well, if you did
that's exactly right. It's not people that were accused of it. This is people that were tried, convicted, and were ordered by a judge to register in this database.
Right.
It is it's a tool to that you should take advantage of to know who lives amongst you.
Yes.
Um,
Now, how long do they have to stay on that registry before they can get, if they have not done anything else, they can get off of it?
I don't
Is
know
it
that
10
I don't
years?
know that they automatically fall off, and I'll need to kind of, because with the patrol, we dealt with more traffic type things.
Yes.
I'd want to talk to a deputy sheriff
Right.
about this.
I think it's 10 years. if
But I
I'm
do
not
know that a
mistaken.
judge can also order it to be removed.
Okay.
I do know that, but I don't know as far as a timeline that it automatically falls off. I'd hate to say that it does or that it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know about that. But I do know that it's a lot of. I think people are going to be shocked when they go to playing with this to see how many people are here in Nash County that are registered sex offenders.
Oh, yeah.
Because if there's 3 within a mile of me in rural southern Nash County, there's no telling how many are amongst you here in Rocky Mount or in Nashville, Spring Hope, there's no telling.
We had one in the school system not long ago. There was one in the school system here. You see it in the school systems. You know, I'm constantly seeing on WRAL or Raleigh, Wake County. I mean,
And see,
just everywhere.
there's, if I'm not badly mistaken, there's criteria here that they can't live within
Right.
so many
Yes.
feet of a school,
A daycare.
a daycare center, all kinds of things.
Yes, it is.
You know, and it's to insulate children from these people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll also check to see how much distance, how far away from a facility like that they have to live. So we'll also check on that and get those particulars also. But we got to go to break. This morning is flying by. We'll be right back with you right after this.
The K-Files is brought to you by John Barnes Electric, your full-service electrical company, serving Rocky Mount and surrounding areas. Locally owned, locally recommended. Available 24/7. Call today for a free estimate. 442-7002. 442-7002.
Welcome back to the K-Files this morning. For those of you just tuning in, on December 2nd, you got to make sure you watch. We're going to show you, we're going to have somebody from the Nash County Sheriff's Office that will join us and give us some answers also to how far you have to live from a school or daycare or what have you. Anything that has children, any place that would have children. And also to answer the question, how long do you stay on the sex offender registry? We'll get all these questions answered when they come. So we're looking forward to December 2nd. So anyway.
I also saw that the Highway Patrol has scheduled their oyster roast tentatively for March of 26. It will probably be here at Rocky Mount Mills, I'm sure. I'm waiting to get some more details on that, but it looks like it's scheduled for March.
Good.
So, and it'll be here before you know it. Also, you know, it is the holiday season. More and more people are getting out shopping. Time has changed. If you ain't sharp, you can go into a store at 4 o'clock, stay just a few minutes, come out, and it's pitch black outside.
Yes.
Be mindful of where you park your vehicle. Make sure you park it near lighting. Because you don't want to come out and find yourself, you know, in darkness.
That's right. And walk out with somebody.
That's right.
In a group,
That's right.
not
Even
by
if you
yourself.
go shopping by yourself, stand at the door and wait for somebody. And look, don't be scared to ask someone. You know, do you mind walking with me? You know, a gentleman, walk with me to my car, please. I don't feel safe. People will.
Yeah.
People will do it. Walk with the crowd. Don't leave packages in your back seat. Put them in your trunk. Get them out of sight. Keep your purse close to you. I see a lot of women at the grocery store, different places, just like it's saying, they'll put their purse in a cart and turn around and be looking at anything and everything.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, don't do that. Either A, don't carry your purse, or wear a purse like where you can keep it on your person, you know.
Yes.
Because criminals are looking an opportunity.
That's exactly right.
But other than that, just be mindful of what's going on around you. You know, this time of year especially, I don't leave home without my weapon.
I was going to say, be packing.
Yeah.
Be packing. If
I
you've
do.
got your concealed carry, that's good.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, just please, just be safe, be mindful of what's going on around you. Don't carry cash, use your debit card, be mindful of your receipts. Also, scam calls tick up this time of year. You'll get text on your phone, you'll get a phone call, hey, this is Amazon, this, that, and the other, I need to confirm this is your bank.
Yes.
Got some fraudulent charges, you know, what's your password? Don't do that. Anybody that calls you want to talk banking information or you hang up and then you call your bank. You speak with a person that you've got a relationship with at that bank and find out what's going on. Don't click on a link. Don't accept a phone call from a cold call and start providing them with financial information. Don't do that.
Right.
Make that call yourself.
Well, we'll be talking about this up until the holidays every week to remind the folks. We'll keep on reminding them. I don't think none of us can be reminded too much.
And I'm also thankful that the government has opened up. Golly, my business had come to a grinding halt because, I work with Federal Motor Carrier.
Yes.
And their offices have pretty much been shut down, or a skeleton crew. But, thank God the government is open again. It'll probably take a few days to a few weeks to get that back open and going and functioning like it needs to be. But
Well, did they open the government back up just until, I didn't hear this part, until January 31st, like they originally said they were going to open it, just do an interim, open it back up till January 31st?
yes.
So this is not a forever thing.
And see, they're doing what's called CRs, which is a continuing resolution. We should be having budgets, passing budgets. This is
Yes.
something that both sides are guilty of. They've been doing it for years. CRs are bad business because one side uses it as leverage against the other side. They need to get back to passing budgets and, functioning the government the way it was designed to function.
Right.
But yeah, CR is, I'm not a fan of, the government operating through CRs.
Well, at least, I've had so many people talk to me about the SNAP and all of that. Older folks worried that they wouldn't get, they get an EBT card and worried to death that they wouldn't have food. But, our community has really stepped up.
They have.
I mean, there are so many places that, are doing things, food drives and things like that. So Sparkling Creations on Winston Avenue wanted me to mention also that you can take, she's doing nursing homes. Now hers is a little different. She's doing care packages for nursing homes. You can get a little box and take it over to Sparkling Creations, and you can put lotions and all kinds of things like that in there for the folks. And so they'll feel loved over at the nursing homes. She's going to go to several of them, and they're going to do Christmas caroling, pass out boxes. So if you want to drop some of that stuff off at Sparkling Creations, right there on Winston Avenue, close to the big Boyce Willis Clinic building, please do so. And Elite Overhead Doors is doing food, so you can go over there and take some things. She's on 301 on the left-hand side, going towards Wilson, going right out of town. So anyway, there's so many ways we can help. Help your neighbor.
That's right.
Help your friends. If you're in a position that you are blessed and you have everything you need, bless somebody else. Bless somebody else, because it's important. And like you said, it's going to take a little while for the government to get back going. So this will kind of bridge the gap maybe. And Toy Drive going on at Don Bullock Chevrolet. They've got Toys for Tots, Marine Corps Toys for Tots, the official toy collector. Is at Don Bullock Chevrolet. They've got boxes over there, so please take some toys for the kiddos. That would be great. So anyway, just to mention some of those. And I do want to talk about I think it's this weekend, I was sent a text this morning, the Jingle Mingle Artisan Market, and I think it's going to be at the Imperial Center again. What a nice thing. It's November 15th from 10 to 4. Artisan market featured, they've got a lot of artisan market vendors, local artists, y'all. You're supporting local artists when you do this. So please go over to the Imperial Center on November 15th from 10 to 4, and you'll really, really enjoy it. I promise you. So don't forget that, put that on your list, because there's some local folks that are really good artists. So why not buy locally from here? Support our, what do they call it, starving artist. So anyway, okay, well, lots going on.
Yeah, there is one thing I wanted to add. So the guy that's running against Chesser for House,
What's his name, Lorenzo Wilkins?
this is somebody from, I thought it was something Harris.
Oh, okay, probably is, I don't know.
He's tied in with the article that I was reading online, the family that owns or operates Simmons and Harris in Rocky Mount.
That's Benton Moss. Benton Moss. But I think,
It's like their
it
son or
is,
nephew
yeah,
or
it's the man that used to own Simmons and Harris, Mr. Harris. It's his, I believe. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right, because I saw his picture. I don't know his first name, but yes, you're right. That's exactly who.
But I mean, I don't know him. I hadn't heard his name before. I think he had relocated back to Rocky Mount from California or something like
A
that.
lot of people, I was finding out when I first heard about that, and I asked some people about it, I'm finding out people really like him. I don't know. A lot of the locals like him. I don't know him. But anyway, he's running against Alan Chesser, and Alan has done a fine, fine job. He has brought a lot of money into Nash County, and that's what I have to go on. Previous record.
He's the best House representative that I have ever known to work, and this is not a jab at anybody, I'm just telling you like it is, the best House representative that Nash County's had in my lifetime.
Well, he's everywhere.
He is.
He attends all the events, and I don't know how the other day I saw that he was at this event and that event on the Veterans Day thing. He was over at Jack Lockery Park at the Veterans Ceremony. We had one over here outside at Wesley, and everybody was freezing at both locations. But anyway, Alan apparently attended both. And
Yeah.
so I don't know how he did that. They were close to he must have left one a little bit early to get to the other one. But anyway, Alan does a really good job of getting around, and like I said, he's brought a lot of, he's not scared to go to bat. He's really not in the legislature.
Well, it's like, he's a veteran, he is combat tested, he is, he ain't scared, put it like
No,
that.
he's not.
And he's going to do what he thinks is right. He's not a party person per se, he's going to do what he thinks is right.
Right,
And
exactly.
and it's evident.
Well, we need to start really talking about the candidates here on the K-Files. So next week, we do some politics, because, that does affect how people feel, how legislators feel. I mean, don't forget that statutes start in the legislature.
And look, North Carolina, we start voting in February.
Yeah.
I mean, it's here.
Yeah.
We just got finished watching it in other states, New York, Virginia, things like that, New Jersey. But we start voting all over again in North Carolina, second week of February, I believe.
That's unbelievable. So these people better hurry up. And lots of people. December is filing. Do you know what date in December?
I believe it's the 1st through the 10th.
1st through the 10th, you can file to run in December. So
And we're going to have congressional
you better
seats.
hurry up.
Congressional seats, the sheriffs, like clerk of court, things like that, register of deeds, NC House, NC Senate. But yeah, we're going to have a lot on the ballot come February.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, if you don't know if you're going to run by now, I mean, you better be kind of thinking about it, because it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so.
I think you're going to see a lot of developments that shock a lot of people in the next few weeks. A lot on both sides.
Wow. Well, anyway, it's going to be interesting times in 2026. But like I said, people blame the judges and say, well, why did that judge only give them 10 years? Oh my gosh. Well, they have to go by statutes. And sometimes they do give a little less than what the statute will allow them to. But still, they have to go by statutes. Those statutes start in the legislature, in the Senate, whatever. They start there. And so that's why it's important. These people that we elect does affect crime, does affect law enforcement. I mean, it does. So anyway, that's the reason we talk about it on this program, because
It's all
It's
tied
all-
in. It's all tied in.
it's
A lot
all
of
a
people
big ball
just
of wax.
say, well, you know, why does law enforcement let these people go? Why does the sheriff let these people? It's not law enforcement.
Yeah.
The sheriff and the police officers and the troopers, we're out here doing our job. But the second we take them before a judicial official, we're out of it.
yeah, that's right.
You know, that's when it's important to have conservative laws on the books that hold people accountable. Because if it's not in place, look in New York, they have cashless bonds. We don't want stuff like that coming to North Carolina. We've already got some cities. You look at the guy in Charlotte that killed the girl on the train. Okay, he had 20, 30 interactions with law. He should have been behind bars. The judicial system in Charlotte failed that young lady. So it is here in North Carolina in pockets.
Yes.
It is. It's here, and I blame the judicial system, and I blame the legislatures that allowed that to happen.
Right, exactly.
And the only way to change it is, it's like I've said on this show before, you either change attitudes or you change people.
Right, that's right. That's exactly right. Well, we'll give you a case this morning.
I know we talked about Sammy,
Yes, we sure did.
and I think we talked about the one there on Raleigh Road,
Yes.
Abdul Kareem Al-Warq.
We were talking about convenient marts and convenience stores and kind of going in that direction. But let's see who we want to do today. Let's do this Emmanuel Robert Gent.
Okay. Emmanuel Robert Gent. This case was from May 2012. Emmanuel Robert Gent, May 21, 2012. Emmanuel, 26 years old, was killed outside of a friend's home at 1414 Branch Street in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around 10 p.m. EMS arrived and pronounced Gent dead on the scene. The friend advised that two men, one wearing a red bandana over his face, a white t-shirt, and black pants, and another male wearing all black, approached them in an attempted robbery. They were both seen leaving the area on foot. So around 10 p.m.
1414 Branch Street. We just see so much on Clark Street, Branch Street, that area. Just so much. 10 p.m. at night. Robert Gent, Emmanuel Robert Gent, G-E-N-T. If you know him, or if you knew him and you know what happened in this case, please, we have some cash money. It's Christmas time. It's holidays. We'll be glad to give you cash. You can buy that girlfriend some nice gifts, or boyfriend some nice gifts with cash money. We'll hand you within 48 hours if someone is arrested that you turn in. They will not know. It is anonymous. So please help us out with this case. It's been since 2012. That is too long. That is 13 years. Way too long for this person to be walking the streets. So we want to give Emmanuel Robert Gent's family closure. We need to give this family closure. So it's the holidays. They need closure in this case. So anyway, if you could help us, we would really appreciate it. Please call the number 406-6736. It's a Rocky Mount case. You can call Crime Stoppers 977-1111. or you can always call the law enforcement agency. You can call the police department, 972-1411, 972-1411, if you just want to connect with the detective on the case. So anyway, all right, let's do Ladarius Sutton.
All right, Ladarius Vontae Sutton. This case is from June 2012. Ladarius Vontae Sutton, officers responded to 407 B-Boy, Roundtree Street, West in Wilson, in reference to shots fired. Upon arrival, Ladarius Sutton was located suffering from a gunshot wound. Sutton was transported to Wilson Medical Center for treatment, where he was later pronounced dead.
We don't have a lot of information in this case, a lot of description, but Roundtree Street, I really don't know where that is.
I don't either.
Anyway, Roundtree Street in Wilson, if you know about Ladarius Vontae Sutton. Now, the Wilson police chief, they're expecting him to resign. What
Immediately.
happened?
It's tight-lipped. I haven't heard anything officially, but whatever it was quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, I heard that, and we don't know any details, but to be sure, we'll be able to let you know soon about that. The Wilson police chief expected, it looks like, to maybe resign. We don't know, but anyway, we don't know why. So anyway, we'll go ahead with Stanley Thomas.
Okay, Stanley Thomas. This case is from December 19th, 2012. At around 8:30 p.m., Stanley Thomas, who was 24 years old, from Halifax County, was on the 1500 block of Tadlock Avenue in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, when he was shot and killed. This is another one of those cases that we have very limited information. Again, Stanley Thomas from Halifax County, shot and killed, 1500 block, Tadlock Avenue in Rocky Mount.
I feel like we need to do a couple of cases next week on the Pine Tops and the Whitaker's party case. They are so solvable to me.
Yeah, anytime you
Too
put
many
hundreds
people know.
of people in a situation and nobody's talking, I mean, all of them have a tip of some kind
Yes,
that they could share.
yes, they do. So we need to really focus on those. It's the holidays, y'all. I know people are wanting some cash money. This is a good way to get it. It's a good way to get it, and you will not be ratted out by law enforcement. They will not.
Nobody will ever know.
Nobody will know who did this. And especially after all this time, they're not going to have any idea who did this with all these people at that party. They'll never know who did it. So we're going to, next week, maybe talk about some of those cases that had big groups at a party and you know, haven't gotten any. It's like Jeff Sherrod said about the Whitaker's case when he came. He said, it's just amazing to have this many people at a party and not one person will contact the authorities. Not one.
You know, there is a case that we talk about in this book, and I'm going to be vague. I was at the car wash washing my vehicle, and a guy come up, and he's like, man, I've been interviewed by the sheriff's office. I've been interviewed by the FBI. My family's been interviewed over the past 10, 12, 15 years. We talked about a case, and he let me know that we were on the right track, but that it would never be solved. And I said, man, what? I said, man, you could take what you know and get paid cash. You know, and I was trying to understand.
Yeah.
I wanted to understand why you wouldn't share what you know and get paid. I'll never know. And look, he could have called because I really encouraged him to reach out to the sheriff's office. I don't think he has. I don't think he did.
Right.
But he's like, man, you don't understand. I said, I mean, is it a situation where you're scared? I mean, is it a situation where you were involved? I mean, I just can't comprehend knowing what you supposedly know, and you don't want to, help solve a case. And look, you don't have to get involved. You don't have to tell your name.
Right.
You just, but
Say so-and-so
yeah.
lives at so-and-so, and I know that they are involved in it. I know that they did it, da-da-da. But, it should not take cash. Let me make that.
It shouldn't.
You should want to
do the right thing.
The right thing. But we realize that some people are more motivated by a little cash. So that's the reason Team Cold Case was formed. That's the reason we give cash, because if you're so motivated by cash, then that's fine with us. We're glad to pay out.
I could understand being scared, but this is anonymous. You're getting paid cash. If it's ever told, you're going to be the one that tells that you provided the tip.
Yes.
It's not coming from us. It's not going to come from law enforcement. Why wouldn't you? I mean, why not share what you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. People are always interested to hear these cases, and I'm speaking at Rotary about this the 1st of December. As a matter of fact, I think I'm speaking at Rotary on a Tuesday. Let's see, yeah. So, people just love hearing about murders, and I've heard people say, I know who did it, I know who did it. I can just tell from the things, the Jeff Cobb case, there's so much speculation, the case in Tarboro with the daughter of Steve, his name was Steve, I can't remember his last name, but
The pregnant wife in Roanoke Rapids is one that stands out in my mind.
That one too. People say, I know who did it. But we really wish the real person would come forward that knows, the person that really knows what happened. And that would be you. And as I always say, the public is the best resource that law enforcement has. So anyway, I feel like it's your duty, if you know something, if you see something, say something. If you know something, tell something. So anyway, that's all for today. Hopefully we'll get some feedback from some tipsters that'll want some cash money this Christmas from the cases we talked about, and we'll try to talk about some more next week. So I guess that's all for this week. JP, thank you for being with me this morning.
Yes, ma'am. I've enjoyed it.
Always a pleasure, and we will see you back next Thursday. Make it a great day. It's going to be a beautiful week, y'all.
The K-Files is brought to you by John Barnes Electric, your full-service electrical company, serving Rocky Mount and surrounding areas. Locally owned, locally recommended. Available 24/7. Call today for a free estimate. 442-7002. 442-7002.